And we are live.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the patrons side of Flash Ride. Let's just jump right into it, shall we? We got plenty of stories. So I don't know. You guys think this is a good story, bad story? I mean, obviously, ultimately, it really doesn't amount to much in any of our lives, but Biden's dog returns to the... Oh, Paul, come on.
I'm not really ready to jump right into it just yet, TJ.
No one wants to see that. No one wants to see that, Paul. Come on.
I've got a few things on my mind.
You do?
Oh, yeah, you know, TJ.
I don't want this, Paul. I really don't. But okay.
I've been thinking about some things, TJ. Now that I'm the Joker, I expect a little respect out of you. You've been a Joker fan forever, and you can't walk away now.
I can take a little break from. Yeah, I can't walk away. I can walk away for a little bit.
Hiatus.
I mean, what does that card in the center of the Batman symbol on your shirt mean, if not the Joker, TJ?
It means the Joker. Just
it's
not
the
your
Joker,
particular...
and that's me, TJ. Damage.
Yeah, you are. You're damaged goods. I can't take it.
I like knives and sharp things.
You do? Okay.
I'm an idea, TJ, and you can't kill an idea.
I guess you can't. That is a good question. Every time we do one of these, there is some motherfucker that shows up and downvotes. It's like, why are you downvoting the fucking... You're paying to be here. Fuck you. You know what I mean?
Did you hear my delivery on that Snyder cut line there, TJ?
Yeah, it was beautiful.
We live in a society, don't we, Batman? Don't we, Batman?
All right. Senate Democrats plot new effort to get filibuster, but lack votes for major overhaul. Many Senate Democrats are preparing for a key moment they believe will help make their case to gut the filibuster once and for all.
Joe Biden in an endless loading screen. It's like, yeah, it sounds about right. That seems about right for where Joe is. Loading,
spinning around,
floating.
Keeps on spinning. Keeps on spinning.
Any day now, something's gonna. He's gonna do something.
I want to look at him. Just Joe Biden loading
in the mud.
He's loading up. If Republicans block S1, that will turn up the heat on taking away Mitch McConnell's veto, said Senator Elizabeth Warren, a Massachusetts Democrat, referring to the sweeping voting rights and campaign finance overhaul her party leaders introduced on Wednesday. But they are running into a basic problem, the math. Democrats lack the votes to change the Senate's rules by lowering the threshold for breaking a filibuster from 60 votes to 51, meaning that Senate Republicans will almost certainly maintain their power to shape the outcome of President Joe Biden's legislative agenda for at least the next 2 years in an evenly divided chamber, according to interviews with more than a dozen Senate Democrats.
I mean,
changes that advocates have long sought, such as requiring 41 senators to stand on the floor to sustain a filibuster, are unlikely to be approved. And even the demands made by senior Democratic Party leaders, such as Rep. James Clyburn of South Carolina, to create a special exemption so that civil rights and voting rights legislation is not subject to the filibuster, lack enough support in the Senate to make that a reality.
I mean, you got to give Joe credit where it's due. Mitch McConnell is an imposing presence and had to be tough to stand up to. You know what I mean? Had to be tough to wrangle with Mitch McConnell on this issue.
The thing about Mitch McConnell is that Mitch McConnell is a ruthless pragmatist who does not give a fuck about the popularity contest aspect of politics whatsoever. He does not care about posturing. He does not care about virtue signaling. He doesn't care if everyone in the country thinks he's a piece of shit. The only thing he cares about is, I will achieve my legislative agenda. And that's pretty much it. And he does. Whatever Mitch McConnell wants, he gets. It's pretty much always been that way.
You're so close to the truth, TJ. You're so close to the truth.
So close.
The truth is...
one little micron away.
He's literally the mummy of an ancient Egyptian king that unwraps himself when you come into his presence and tells you that the scarabs of the sand and the fucking vultures of the desert will pick your bones if you don't give him what he wants. He reveals his power.
That's pretty.
And then, you know what I mean?
So that's pretty inspiring, though.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, not everybody gets to be a mummy.
The curse of Macanel. Yeah, so I don't know. This is basically about the filibuster, you know, this ridiculous fucking filibuster.
Yeah. Of course, McConnell's like, you know, when we get it, we'll pass legislation without any input from the other side. It's like, isn't that kind of how politics in America is now?
I think that it's like, I guess I'm kind of a centrist on this issue because I kind of just feel like the filibuster should just return to what it used to be, where you had to actually like filibuster, like get on the floor and fucking yammer on for hours on end. Like if you're gonna filibuster something, it should be like, yeah, you're gonna stand on the floor of the fucking Senate and talk for like 15 hours straight or some bullshit. You know, now it's just like all you have to do to fucking filibuster is be like, yes, we filibuster. It's like there's nothing to it anymore. You know, you gotta like make them do something. But unfortunately, it doesn't seem like that's ever gonna fucking happen. Because once you fucking create this thing where it's like we need 60 votes to pass anything, it's like, well, then nothing's ever gonna get passed. Goodbye concept of passing laws, especially anything that actually is gonna do something.
I love watching impassioned speeches in the House and Senate, and then the C-SPAN camera pulls back, and you see there's like 2 senators in attendance. You know what I mean?
I like when there's like a cough, like.
and you realize there's like that's like the one other person in the room.
Yeah, and it echoes just throughout an empty chamber.
It's fucking
like,
sad.
It's like, all right. It's like I remember the most fucking famous one for me anyway that sticks in my mind is Bernie Sanders up there fucking, the war in Iraq is unjust, and if we do this, it's gonna be a never-ending war, and blah blah blah, and just like predicting, laying out everything that actually happened, and then it just pans back, just like empty chamber, like one sad guy just
like falling asleep. Oh yeah, all right.
Like,
yeah, okay, Bernie. Whatever. It's
I want somebody to fart in that big hollow chamber one day. You know what I mean?
You know what, Paul? I was gonna save this more towards the end, but I feel like we need it now.
Do we?
I think we need it now. Not that. That's sad.
This is the one.
This is the one here, right here. This is the one for you, Paul. This is just for you. I pulled this for you. I pulled this for you, Paul. I saw this.
Yes. Why did I not think of this? Oh my god.
I don't know if it's true. I don't know if this is just forum bait bullshit, but
who cares?
Whatever. We're gonna proceed as though it's true. Pastor who heals people by farting on their faces claims he farts the Holy Spirit.
God is everywhere, TJ. God, everything. God can do anything. And if he wants to fart on you and give you the Holy Spirit, I don't see why I couldn't.
There he is, sitting on somebody's face. Remember the story of the pastor who claimed to heal people by farting on their faces earlier this year, of the 7-fold Holy Spirit ministries in Limpopo. The pastor goes by the name of Chris Penelope, a self-proclaimed man of God. Pastor Penelope was photographed sitting on his church member's face and allegedly farting on him. The pastor claims to heal people by farting on their heads / nostrils in order to release the Holy Spirit to the members. Furthermore, he states that the farts are anointed and instantly perform miracles. Earlier this year, it was reported that dozens of business people were all over at the church patiently waiting to receive the holy fart on their mouths so that so they can help their business prosper and hopefully become rich. They say long queues are the order of the day as people line up to receive their blessings through the anointed carbon monoxide germinating from his butt, which is believed to be a special bowl of wealth and great things. Some business people wait 2 months queuing up for this man to fart on their nostrils so that they may start winning tenders again.
Oh,
you gotta be kidding me.
I'm dying.
Now, what fucking amazing scam this guy has come up with. Like, I tell people, it's literally like going to give them wealth if I fart on them, on their faces, their mouths, and they willingly do it. I don't know, man. You can convince people of anything. This story this is legitimate. You can convince people to do anything if you have the backing of religion or something like that, or some supernatural force that people
Scotty's
put
dying.
faith in.
Scotty, you're breaking
You can
up.
literally fart in their fucking faces.
Yeah, you're breaking up pretty bad.
You're
still.
sober,
Oh, shit, am I?
Scotty.
This is and that's why
See, the dude, Scotty tried to speak out against this dude's fucking powerful farts.
Silence.
And
the Holy
Oh, my
Spirit
God.
has prevented you, Scotty. The Holy Spirit has prevented you from
I have
besmirching
nothing to
this
say
great.
about that, TJ.
I love this story, man. This is beautiful. This is a wonderful thing.
Also, those are great pants. I just want to say.
I'm
Those pants are
stealing
wonderful.
this. I'm stealing this shit. I'm stealing it 100%. I am going to fucking start my cult, and I'm going to fart in my cultists' faces as part of my holy sacrament to them.
Why not?
Pierce Morgan, Meghan Markle rant draws highest number of complaints in UK television history.
Oh my God. These.
Piers
Now,
Morgan's
you
comments about Meghan Markle on Good Morning Britain last week have officially become the most complained about moment in British telly history. According to the UK media regulator, Ofcom revealed on Wednesday of the 75 quid complaints have been made about the show, in which Morgan questioned if Markle was being for reals and saying the time with the British royal family left her feeling suicidal. I hate British people so much. She made the comments
Why do
in
you
a
hate
tell-all CBS interview with Oprah Winfrey last week. Blah, blah, blah. Complaints are the record complaints, I guess.
I'm so offended.
Prior to that, they
the-
complained about Celebrity Big Brother. Prior to that, they complained about Big Brother. Both the other complaints are Big Brother. They're like literally invested in Big Brother. Like they give a shit.
Are they complaining that Big Brother is a horrible show?
I don't know. Who fucking cares?
If they're complaining about that, then I can see their point. But beyond that, if they're complaining 'cause they're offended, who gives a shit?
I would give Pierce Morgan his job back, but only if he goes on assignment to Ojibwa, Africa, to get his face farted in by the holy man that farts the fucking Holy Spirit. He's got to take one right in the mouth.
Oh, let me receive it.
I would pay fucking big sporting / fucking live concert event pay-per-view dollars to watch that happen.
I want a bag though attached to the pastor's butt, and a bag where Pierce is breathing in through. So like, in verify he is going to get a direct dose of that. Like he's got to
Nice.
breathe it in long and deep. Now hold it in. Pierce, hold it in.
Inhale, inhale.
Dude, they didn't run a fucking fart train on him, dude. Then they have another pastor come and fart in his fucking face. He has to do it just continuously for 24 hours straight.
We need to make the fucking fart human centipede, where it's just like it's just like a bunch of diving helmets. You know what I mean? Everybody's just sitting around in diving helmets, and each tube leads, from their ass to another helmet, and somebody's got all the farts, because that's got to be part of the experiment. So maybe it's not the human centipede; it's like the human jellyfish now.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Every tendril is a fart.
So he just feeds them beans,
Tube.
like once a day. Like the little diving helmet fills up with some baked beans, like a little bit, and you have to eat your way out of it to avoid drowning in the baked beans. And then you have to. Everybody's sitting around trying to hold it back. I'm so sorry. No, dude, don't do it. No, dude, I like this idea. Hey, could we get the guys that did the Human Centipede on the phone, please? I'd like to have a
Sure.
I'd like to have a pitch meeting with them. Could we get them on the phone?
Yeah. We'll do it. Yaphet Kotto of Live and Let Die and Alien dies at 81. Remember this guy from Alien?
Yeah.
Oh damn.
He was like the mechanic guy, or he was the cook.
Well, the maiden. Yeah.
Yaphet Kotto.
No, he wasn't. The cook dies.
Commanding actor who brought tough magnetism and stately gravitas to films, including the James Bond movie Live and Let Die and Alien, has died. He was 81. Sigourney Weaver said, talked about him. Get out of here, fucking pop-up bullshit.
Variety.
Every day, Yaphet Kotto blew me away on the set of Aliens. Weaver wrote, he just went for it in every scene, making the stakes higher and higher, giving each scene a terrifying reality. It was a nonstop masterclass for me, and I'll always be grateful to him. Rest in peace, Parker. Over and out, Ripley. That was her little message, I think, on Twitter. Yeah, somewhere. Yeah, I mean, didn't really have too many fucking roles, but I do remember him in the movies he was in. So
I feel really bad. I just giggled my way through this dude's epitaph because I was still thinking about the human farts.
Still thinking about them farts, man. You can't fucking help it. Whatever,
I can't. Funny. You started it. You put the fart story too early, and now I'm going to turn every story into
I was
farts.
going to do it in the end. I was going to do it at the end, but you know what? I felt like you needed it, Paul. I felt like you needed that little dose of joviality to get you through. So Sharon Osbourne calls the talk fight about Piers Morgan the biggest setup ever, you know? So she was ambushed. She was ambushed about that racist shit where, she said some shit she wasn't supposed to say or whatever the fuck.
Oh, she got ambushed by the talk?
Yeah, she's on the talk, but I guess that
she was ambushed on the show that she's a part of.
Yeah. Said a recent fight with Cheryl Underwood and Elaine Wellitroth on the talk was the biggest setup ever. She told ET on Tuesday the talk showrunners told her CBS executives had co-hosts blindside her with tough questions about defending Piers Morgan in the wake of unkind comments he made about Meghan Markle. As Osborne told ET's Kevin Frazier, she arrived late to the talk studio last Wednesday. When she bumped into one of the showrunners, the woman asked her, "Hey, do you want to clear up the Pierce thing?" To which Osborne says she replied, "If you want me to, I will." Osborne then says with 8 minutes to showtime, the showrunner told her, "Maybe one of the co-hosts doesn't agree with you." But Osborne says what unfolded on TV was much more than that and believes the questions asked were written for Underwood and Welteroth on their index cards, but were not on her own.
Basically, what I'm hearing here is she got pwned. And now she's got like sour grapes about getting pwned on her own show or whatever.
I got there late and they gave the other two cue cards with tough questions on it, and I didn't have no chance to prepare nothing and blah, 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 blah.
Of course,
so I didn't see this.
I wish we could watch like a super cut of her getting
maybe
pwned.
we could jump in for a second or something.
Why'd you want to sit down and talk today?
Blah, 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 blah. Let's see.
I basically have sour grapes about getting pwned on my own show. So
go back. Go to the beginning. I think if you want to catch what she said, I think it's right around.
Made in February.
There was a situation, but it came from the producers to ask Elaine. And it was...
Whatever. I don't give a shit.
Whatever.
Yeah. Fuck Sharon Osbourne. She's garbage anyway. Experts. Virus surge in Europe. A cautionary tale for U.S. No shit. Optimism is spreading in the U.S. as COVID-19 deaths plummet and states ease restrictions. Some of them have gotten rid of restrictions outright, such as Mississippi and Texas. An open vaccination to younger adults, but across Europe, dread is setting in with another wave of infection that is closing schools and cafes and bringing new lockdowns. The pandemic's diverging paths on two continents can be linked in part to the much more successful vaccine rollout in the U.S. and the spread of more contagious variants in Europe. Health experts in the U.S., though, say that what's happening in Europe should serve as a warning against ignoring social distancing or dropping other safeguards too early. Each of these countries has had nadirs like what we are having, and each took an upward trend after they disregarded known mitigation strategies, says Dr. Rochelle Walensky, director of the U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention. They simply took their eye off the ball. The results have been a sharp spike in new infections and hospitalizations in several European countries over the past few weeks. Poland's rate of new COVID-19 cases has more than doubled since February, straining its healthcare system and leading to a 3-week national lockdown announced Wednesday for shopping malls, theaters, galleries, and sports centers. Italy closed most of its classrooms at the beginning of this week and expanded areas where restaurants and cafes can only do takeout or delivery. The country's health experts say they are seeing an increasing number of patients who are middle-aged or younger. In France, officials imposed weekend lockdowns around the French Riviera in the south and English Channel in the north, and are preparing for new restrictions for the Paris region and perhaps beyond to be announced Thursday. COVID-19 patients occupy 100% of the standard intensive care hospital beds in the area surrounding the nation's capital. If we don't do anything, we're heading toward catastrophe. Remy Solomon, a top official in the Paris Public Hospital Authority, told BFM television. Serbia announced a nationwide lockdown for the rest of the week, closing all non-essential shops and businesses. The country has 7 million people reported, more than 5,000 new cases on Tuesday, its highest number in months. The trends are far more encouraging in the U.S., which has recorded about 537,000 deaths overall, more than any other country. Deaths per day in the U.S. have plunged to an average of just under 1,300, down from a high of about 3,400 2 months ago. New cases are running at about 55,000 per day on average after peaking at more than 250,000 per day in early January.
You gotta love our country. It's like the expectations are so much lowered. It's like, well, we had like 250,000. Now it's like 55,000. That ain't too bad. Like Europe's like, oh shit. I mean, for a while, it looked like Europe was doing everything right, and then everything I've heard out of Europe, like Germany, has had a horrible time with vaccine rollout, even though they were so good at testing.
Only a few fucking places did anything close to what's right. Like only a few places on the globe. Most places just fucking didn't take this anywhere near seriously enough, didn't stay locked down for long enough, didn't have stringent enough rules, and it ping-ponged back and forth and back and forth. And
one of the things too is
depending on this fucking vaccine rollout too, as this like kind of like sigh of relief starts to go over the United States, there could be a huge spike as people just go like, well, it's over, I'll be able to get my vaccine pretty soon or whatever. Let's just go and party, blah, 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 blah.
Oh, that's gonna happen. That's already happening. But another thing too is that, and I've heard epidemiologists talk about this too, is that some of the policies like saying, okay, we're having these intense lockdowns, it's only as good as the people that adhere to them. Like, obviously you can close businesses, but unless you start closing, like, hey, you can't have private parties, but how are you going to enforce that? You're going to go to every house and make sure people are having parties. So it really depends on the populace that contain the spread of these diseases. Because those policies are only as good as the people who are going to follow them.
Or the fucking goon with a tire iron you send to enforce them.
Well, if that goon was there, then maybe shit would get done. Yeah, I'm gonna go party with my friends. Oh my!
No, you're not.
Looks like you're gonna be laid up for 6 weeks.
No more parties.
A KFC worker says she was threatened, harassed, and shot with a BB gun on the job, revealing dangers fast food employees face.
What? Wait a minute. Read that one again for me.
A KFC worker says she was threatened, harassed, and shot with a BB gun on the job, revealing dangers fast food employees face. A KFC worker filed an OSHA complaint detailing violence and harassment she says she faced on the job. In one instance, the worker said she was forced to finish her shift after being shot by a BB gun. Fast food workers have faced a rise in violence and harassment during the pandemic. See more stories on Insider's business page. A KFC worker filed a complaint detailing the violence and harassment she says she faced on the job. She's not the only hourly worker facing similar issues. Laura Amaro filed a complaint on Monday with Cal OSHA, a state agency charged with ensuring workplace safety, and the Los Angeles Public Health Department, saying that she faced threats and harassment at her job. Amaro says she was shot in the chest with a BB gun while working at the KFC drive-thru area in late February. It could have been a real gun, Amaro said. It could have hit one of my eyes, and they wouldn't care what happened to me. They wouldn't care if I had died or not. I have a daughter. They wouldn't care if my daughter was motherless. According to the complaint, Amaro was bleeding and had to pull a bullet out of her skin. At first, the shift leader said she was going to call an ambulance to get medical attention, but she called the store manager first, reads the complaint viewed by the insider. The store manager told her that I was only going to have a bruise and not to call the paramedics, so she just gave me alcohol and a Band-Aid. Amaro says she was expected to work for 6 more hours, finishing her shift at 1 a.m. The next day, she told shift leaders she had to miss work to see a doctor. In the following weeks, the shift leader retaliated against me by cutting my hours and changing my shifts so I could not spend time with my daughter at home, according to the complaint. A KFC representative told Insider is committed to treating customers and employees with honesty and integrity, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah,
corporate
bullshit.
lingo,
So just
bullshit
getting it from everybody. Like some douchebag walks up and shoots her with a BB gun, and she has to sit and work the rest of her shift out because for some reason KFC can't run without her, and then she gets harassed by her coworkers for taking a day off or whatever the fuck afterwards.
Yeah, and you know it's crazy. I was I guess it's not whatever. I was at Chick-fil-A the other day, and their dining room is still shut down in there. And there's a huge line, but they're so fast. So
Really
it was just
efficient.
like just like, I mean, like it's a line that if you saw it at any other fast food place, you'd just keep driving. But like the Chick-fil-A is so fucking efficient that like even though the line was backed into the street, I'm like, this is probably only be in this thing for like 10 minutes.
The only other company that's more efficient with lines is like Disney.
Right. And then we saw this fucking so basically when you get there's like they don't bother doing the drive-through speaker thing. They just have people out there taking orders. And when I pulled up, I noticed there was this sign that basically was just like telling people not to like be mean to the employees. It was just like us. It was just like a sign that was like, you know, please be polite and courteous to like. You could just tell that like it was there because there had been a problem. You know what I mean? Like people just being assholes. And it's like,
you know what sucks too about the whole thing? Because I've been to a lot of fast food places, obviously because of the pandemic. And I mean, I try not to eat as much fast food, but I definitely still do it sometimes. And like, so what happens is you have asshole customers come in. So the employees then hate all the customers. So then they're assholes back. So then you come in there, you're just like, hey, I like to get a hamburger or whatever. Then it's like, fuck you almost. So it's like, it's just like a horrible thing, dude. It ends up becoming this horrible cycle of like, you have asshole customers that turn people who become jaded. Because obviously, if you deal with abuse all day, eventually you just hate the people that are giving you the abuse. It's just a natural fucking way to feel. So it's just horrible.
And you know, it's just like a lot of people are frustrated by this pandemic shit, and then they just like take that fucking frustration out on fucking minimum wage workers who are just trying to fucking do their job.
I'm telling you, that shit that's stuff has been going on for a very long time.
Oh yeah.
Like it doesn't take a fucking pandemic or whatever. There are a certain segment of society that need to feel superior about where they are, and they go to fast food joints just to shit on the people that work there.
Yeah.
No, you're right. I mean, 100%.
I did 8 years in the trenches. I've been down the road.
You've done your stint. But I'm just saying, I think that this pandemic shit has exactted it in a lot of respects. And you know, obviously,
I
like
can
a lot of these,
imagine it probably has. You know,
a lot of these places are now super short-staffed as well.
Yeah, that's true. I've noticed that a lot of places, it's like people are just like and it's because they pay people so little. It's like they expect people to basically work on a slave wage, and then it's like I can almost not tell you how many times I've been to like a fast food place in the last year. And it's like, I'm sorry, we're short staffed, and it's like it's not your fault. You know, people just don't show up because like it's at a certain point it's not worth it. It's like, hey, I can sit at home, or I can go to this fucking job where I can potentially get a disease and be treated like shit. Let's weigh this out. It's tough.
So this is from the stupid Good News Network, I guess, that Scotty fucking found some stories on.
Yeah.
Hashtag Wall Street Bets traders donate $300,000 to adopt gorillas from Diane Fossey Fund.
What's wrong with that?
We don't do good news here, Scotty.
I mean, it's an endangered species. Putting some of that money to good use. I mean, hey, you can't argue with that, TJ.
Reddit's
want to live, dude.
Reddit's Wall Street Bets community has spent a combined $300,000 on endangered wildlife conservation thanks to their recent plundering of New York hedge funds. The snowballing philanthropy started when members suggested they ceremonially adopt a gorilla through the Dian Fossey Gorilla Fund, which operates in the Virunga Mountains of the Eastern Democratic Republic of the Congo and Rwanda. Further adoption ideas spawned from the Gorilla Initiative as Redditors began posting images of their receipts from contributing to various wildlife programs, including on behalf of snow leopards, bonobos, manatees, and warthogs. By the time the contribution had reached 300,000 on gorillas, even CNBC had featured a story about the Redditors' charitable acts. The idea was an offshoot of the internal moniker for the subreddit, the Ape Gang, reflecting their wild button pressing and mob rule strategy for stock investing. After the Fossey Fund took notice, they updated their homepage with a banner that quoted the Planet of the Apes, which read, "Apes together strong." I fucking...
I really love this. Like, I don't understand it enough to participate in it, but I really love this like stonks shit. It's
pretty funny.
It's good times, and they helped a gorilla, and that's always good times. There
helped a bunch of them.
That's good.
A bunch of fucking gorillas. Yeah, pretty dope in my opinion. Whatever. Scotty fucking trying to turn this into a positive show. Fuck him.
Fuck you, TJ. A lot of gorillas were helped.
Fuck you, Scotty. Elliot Page.
TJ, a lot of girls.
No, fuck you, Scotty. Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Outside, TJ. You fucking
let's take
racist.
it outside. Let's take it outside.
You're probably transphobe too, TJ.
Elliot Page. Elliot Page.
TJ.
Yeah, I don't have no problem, Scotty. I got no problem.
I think you do. Yeah, you said other fans earlier, TJ. I want to repeat what you said about Elliot Page earlier.
Elliot Page opened up about his decision to publicly come out as trans. In the first interview since publicly coming out as trans, Juno and Umbrella Academy star Elliot Page opened up about his decision to disclose his gender identity and his experience working as an actor before coming out. In a statement posted to his social media accounts in December, Elliot said, "I want to share with you my..." Yeah, we all know. We were there.
Yeah, we remember that. Yeah.
I don't really care about this story so much. I just wanted to read you some of these fucking comments down here. So this person says, "Don't mind me snooping around checking for transphobic comments. Bunch of knives. About to go about your days." I like this. I just like this person, Millennial Slayer,
It's a total
Millennial Slayer.
Millennial
I am the slayer of millennials.
You mean the fact that you keep chasing after 0.6% of the population, we get staggeringly 95% of the MSM news coverage?
Dude, 95% of mainstream news coverage is about trans people now?
It is indeed.
Staggering.
Is that what we're looking for? Snooping around, checking for transphobic comments? I highly recommend getting back in touch with reality whenever it's convenient for you.
Owned.
The person who says that 95% of MSM news coverage is going to trans people is telling someone else to get back in touch with reality.
Probably a fucking troll.
Probably not, honestly. Probably just a really stupid person.
Well, I hope they're a troll. Let's put it that way. Best case scenario, it's just an asshole trolling.
Yeah, fucking troll motherfuckers. I feel like Elliot Page is turning slowly into Steve Jobs.
Maybe that's the plan.
I think we just need those glasses.
Steve Jobs. I don't see Steve Jobs.
I can see Steve Jobs in there, man. I see that. I'm getting
turtleneck.
Getting a Jobs vibe. Getting a Steve Jobs vibe.
Elliot Page is going to come out with the next iPhone.
Yeah. Steven Crowder faces racism backlash after mocking reparations for black farmers. We watched this on our other show. What was it? Grease Trap.
Yeah, we watched this on a Grease Trap the other day.
We have to make fun of Steven Crowder still.
But we'll show you a little peek. I don't want to go over the same shit we already said, but
I don't know where you find this many farmers of color.
Probably on fucking farms, dipshit. What do you mean where you find them?
Where do you find farmers?
1.7% of fucking farmers are black, and I don't know what the statistics are for other races. I'm sure there's plenty of Latino farmers. I know there's plenty of Latino farm workers.
But they did, and 5.2 billion are being allocated exclusively for colored farmers. Farmers of color, roll the tape.
We begin today's show looking at a...
And he plays the tape. Let's get to the part where he says a super racist little jibe.
What's happy about the new policy? These people. So, yeah. I'm all black!
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, yeah.
Racist gothic.
Yeah.
There you go. It's great.
By the way, You don't have to scrub around looking for the racism in this. The whole thing, like did you hear the dog whistle at the beginning where he says "colored people, people of color, people of color"? Like he loves that shit. He loves having a bunch of fucking slack-jawed, fucking racist pieces of shit watching him. And meanwhile, the people, like, I'm sure he's eaten plenty of food that was farmed here in America by people of color and had no problem stuffing his big chinless fucking gullet with it.
I'm gonna plant that corn.
Go get a John Deere. Barack Obama, mother. I'm the president. I'm plowing that head. You.
You know, this was another thing that actually influenced my decision to not do the Asian voice anymore, because I kind of watched this. I'm like, how's that really different? You know what I mean? I guess there's like way more actual hatred in this, because like he clearly is meant to be like totally derisive and shit, which is in a way I don't think I ever had that intent when I was doing like my like whatever the fuck voice, but you know.
I thought the last thing they would want to do was bait farmers. Wasn't that a bit?
Well, I did enough of you to fucking.
But I heard in my mind a whole sentence.
Yeah, all right. Well, you know that's the point. It's like, oh yeah, that's all I have to do. Put that in your head, like, and then it's like, okay, you get the whole bit.
Big problem for hundreds of years.
Yeah. Isn't that why Arsenio Hall called himself the urban man's Johnny Carson?
I think so.
Yeah, I don't know. People.
Yeah, man, you know, fucking Arsenio Hall called himself the urban guy, so obviously there's no rural black people. Case closed. Case closed, you guys. Case fucking closed.
Are people lining up out in the middle of cornfield, Iowa for new dunks?
How would you prove this, by the way? Like, how would you prove that you've been discriminated against?
You don't have to. You just
I didn't get that loan. Sir, you had no credit. Well, that should not have stopped me from getting the loan.
Hey, I planted a Hennessy tree, but it's not growing.
So there's no discrimination going on, yet you immediately launch into some discriminatory shit that says anyone that's black would not be credit worthy, have no credit, and just wants a loan, even though they somehow own a farm.
By the way, a quick fucking Google search turned this up from the NASSUSDA.gov. The 2007 Census of Agriculture shows that U.S. farmers and ranchers are becoming more diverse and that the number of farm operators of Spanish, Hispanic, or Latino origin continues to rise. There were a total of 82,462 Hispanic operators on 66,671 farms and ranches across the United States. The number of Hispanic operators grew 14% from 2002, significantly outpacing the 7% increase in U.S. farm operators overall. So, and this is back in 2007, so you can imagine that has only increased since then.
I saw a statistic the other day when we were looking this up that basically said that black-owned farms represent 1.7% of all farms, but they only get 0.8% of all of the government funding for farms. So, I mean, that's obviously they're being disproportionately locked out of those funds. So something like this actually is necessary at that point just to level the fucking playing field. But
why don't you go plant a Hennessy tree, TJ? I'm not a racist, though.
Wow, it's raining pretty hard. If I drop out, it's because there's a giant thunderstorm rolling over.
So me and TJ might drop out because we have some bigger thunderstorms.
If you do, you're fucked. You're locked in with me for half an hour and change, listening to me rant and rave.
And another thing.
Well, technically it did grow, but that shit ain't XO.
I put it in the ground.
I planted a VSOP XO tree. I'm getting into.
Well, he's a great guy. What are you gonna do?
Wonderful person.
Cardi B and Candace Owens threaten to sue each other. No matter how much editing Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion did to WAP, it was never going to be enough for Fox News. The rappers cleaned up their filthy hit just enough to perform it on March 14th's Grammys, even bleeping out such suggestive phrases and bucket and little dangly thing, along with, of course, the titular phrase. Still, they gave Fox News something to talk about the following night with Tucker Carlson, pretending like he's scared of fucking butts and pussies and whatever.
And that's a segment we already saw earlier.
So, we saw that. Matter of fact, I'm going to thank Candy. She put my performance on Fox News, giving it more views that boosted the views on YouTube and is counting towards my streams and sales. Stream Up and WAP. Remember, grown parents only you can monitor what your kids watch, no one else. This guy says rooting for the WAP to cause the downfall of American empire. Wow, imagine if WAP caused the downfall of the American empire and not North Korea, bomb threats, terrorism, racism, or bad government. That'd be so iconic. Stream up, WAP. Eventually, Cardi's tweets made their way to Candy herself. Candy, I don't want to call her Candy because she's not sweet like Candy. Candace accused Cardi, calling her by her birth name, Belcalis, of encouraging young women to strip themselves of dignity in a quote tweet. I don't know why Candy is so bothered by WAP. I was just inspired by our former first lady. Cardi tweeted in response with a nude photo of Melania Trump she scribbled censored over. When Candy then asked about Cardi's obsession with the Trump family, Cardi replied, I'm obsessed. She's my idol. She showed me I can be naked, perform WAP, and still be first lady one day. And they just go back and forth with each other. I guess it gets to the point where they're just like, yeah, we're going to sue each other. So,
damn.
Wow, they really go back and forth for a long time.
I didn't realize it had gotten that harsh between them, you know?
Yeah, just going back and forth.
I guess Scotty, one down, one to go.
One down already? Oh, shit. Scotty done dropped. It is raining. I mean, like, I can literally, I have my headphones in, but I can still hear. So.
Lightning and thunder, tear TJ asunder. Bring the show to me, Yog-Sothoth.
Look at my local
what was
radar. That? Nothing. Just gonna look at my radar around here. Local radar. Show it to me. I want to see what the fuck's going on.
Dude, look at that. Scotty fucking is back, but he's vaporized into nothing.
Oh shit. Damn. Yeah, there's a fucking nasty ass looking motherfucking system. Looks like it won't be over me too long though. Tornado watch. Okay, cool. Yeah, I guess I'm under a tornado watch too, so if I die, I die.
Do you want to go look out your window and make sure that like Dorothy's fucking tornado's not coming right at you or something?
Fuck it. Japan court rules not allowing same-sex marriage unconstitutional in landmarked verdict. A new law will be needed before same-sex marriages can take place, but LGBT activists called the decision life-changing. So, Tokyo, a Japanese court on Wednesday, ruled on Wednesday that not allowing same-sex couples to get married is unconstitutional, setting a precedent in the only G7 nation not to fully recognize same-sex partnership. The ruling by a district court, the first in Japan on the legality of same-sex marriages, is a major symbolic victory in a country where the Constitution still defines marriage as being based on the mutual consent of both sexes. Following the ruling, plaintiffs and supporters unfurled rainbow flags and banners in front of the court. While a new law will be needed before same-sex marriages can actually take place, which could take some time in the socially conservative Japan, the plaintiff's lawyer called the ruling revolutionary, while LGBT activists deemed it life-changing. It is absolutely measureless, say 44-year-old Gon Matsunaka, director of activist group Marriage for All Japan and representative of Pride House Tokyo. So yeah, Japan finally getting on board. They're way behind us. We're all the way up to fucking gay Captain America now.
They got to go a ways to. They got a ways to go yet, but
yeah, we're all the way up to fucking gay Captain America. They're fucking still fucking with a marriage shit, blowing on past that bullshit. We got ourselves a fucking. We got gay Captain America riding the rails in more than one sense of the word. Only thing he loves more than dick is America. God damn it. So there you go. Gonna be fucking hitting stores June 2nd, apparently. But the Vatican ain't feeling it. Cannot bless sin. Vatican launches unprovoked attack on same-sex marriages.
I thought
out of the fucking wild.
I thought this fucking dude here was gonna be like the fucking Pope what saved the world. Remember?
Yeah, it's supposed to be like
Pope, dude.
he's the cool Pope. Nope. Declaring that the Vatican cannot bless sin. The Roman Catholic Church on Monday launched an unprovoked attack on the marriages of same-sex couples, on the LGBTQ people in general, issuing a very public response to a question no one except the Vatican has been asking. Does the church have the power to give blessings to unions of persons of the same sex? The Congregation for the Doctrine of Faith asked, as the Catholic News Agency reports. Negative was the answer from Congregation, also known as the Vatican's Holy Office. What followed was a nearly 1,000-word explanation to a question no LGBTQ or civil rights group had posed. It includes the claim God loves every person and the church does the same, rejecting all unjust discrimination.
Oh, it's just discrimination? Is that what they're saying? That this discrimination is just? Oh, yes, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Dump these fucking pedophile motherfuckers where they belong in the wastebasket of history. They're on the wrong side of this issue. They have always been. They're fucking ignorant. This is bullshit. I mean, like, no one fucking... We just read an article. Every G7 fucking nation, besides Japan, has recognized these marriages. Society has not collapsed.
The Congregation for the Doctrine of Faith, also known as Holy Office, is one of the oldest congregations that was founded to protect the church from heresy. It is notable. This is the vessel the Vatican chose to issue doctrinal rebuke of same-sex marriage. Late last year, saying gay people have a right to a family, Pope Francis made headlines when he insisted governments should legally protect same-sex couples via civil unions. The Vatican quickly walked the statement back and insisted that LGBTQ people having a right to a family only meant acceptance by their own families, not a right to form families and not a right to marriage.
Update. Fucking business.
The Associated Press updates its reporting to note that the statement attacking same-sex marriage was approved by Pope Francis. So all this bullshit about this guy being some kind of like revolutionary great new pope that's like a game changer for the Catholic Church, totally fucking false.
Just another weird Sith guy in a weird fucking outfit.
I care deeply for the gays. They can
TJ looks cooler with his glasses. Where'd they go? All right, fine.
They have a right to not be ostracized by their families, but they do not have a right to create children or have families of their own.
Is that all right, Fooker? Are you happy now? I'm wearing my stupid fucking fake glasses again. Everything's good between us. We good? We good?
He's a faker.
When feeling dehydrated, 2 in 3 people opt for medication, not water. Who needs that fucking water shit these days? You know what I mean? I don't need that bullshit. Although many people know they need to drink more water, it turns out few are actually treating their dehydration with water. In fact, some are doing things with just make it worse. New research shows Americans will reach for over-the-counter medication to treat dehydration symptoms rather than drink a glass of H2O. A study of 2,000 people examined their daily hydration habits and finds many suffer through common ailments like headaches and fatigue that could be remedied by drinking more water. Nearly 2 in 3, 63%, admitted they're more likely to reach for a pain reliever when discomforts arrive. The average person suffers 2 headaches, 3 muscle cramps, and 2 dizzy spells over a week's time, all of which are symptoms of chronic dehydration. Yet when faced with these common ailments, taking a sip of water was not the respondents' top choice to ease their pain. The survey conducted by one poll on behalf of Essentia Water shows 45% want to lie down when they experience a dizzy spell, and 1 in 5 close their eyes until the unsteadiness passes. Only 1 in 10 respondents confess to only drinking. 1 in 10 respondents confess to drinking only 1 8-ounce glass a day. The average man and woman both estimated they have 5 8-ounce glasses of water each day. The average respondent adds they think they're only 1 glass of water away from the daily recommended amount of water. However, with the average respondent is only getting about 40 ounces of water a day. That's not even half of the recommended amount. Health experts advise that men take in 101 ounces of water and women drink 74.
That sounds like a lot of ounces of water, yo.
Yeah, they really want some fucking... I just can't drink that much water, man. I need to... Where am I going to put all my sodas and stuff? You know?
That's a lot of water.
You can drink that much water.
You can't be fucking around with that much water. It's too much water.
You don't have to drink it directly. I mean, you'll get it through food sources and other things, too. But that's just saying, like, how much water you need.
You could take a bath in 101 ounces of water.
What kind of bath would you take in 101 ounces of water? That's not much
You
of a
can take
bath.
a full ass bath and wash your whole undersides
bath?
and shit in 101 ounces of water.
Yeah.
Drink 101 ounces of water, Paul, and we'll talk.
Man set on fire has no family to mourn him. Teens charged with murder.
Damn, that's sad.
Kids, they hung around in the neighborhood, and if anybody knows that neighborhood, everybody kind of knows everybody. So the suspects certainly knew Stephen.
2 teenagers are now charged with murder after police say they set a man on fire inside his home.
That man, Stephen Ammenhauser, died at 4 o'clock this morning.
Police arrested a 16-year-old and a 14-year-old. And in just the last hour, we confirm that the 14-year-old has been arrested 3 times in the past 7 months. Let's go back live to the Public Safety Building with our chief investigative reporter, Berkeley Breen. Burke.
Hey, Deanna, listen to this. I'm going to have to read this to you because
set on fire.
And the ultimate fucking cosmic insult of having nobody around to even mourn your fucking passing.
Everyone's just like, well,
whatever. They burned that guy, I guess.
Guess we got to clean up the apartment now.
Crazy shit. Here's more good news, apparently. The ever-growing pile of electronic waste is now on the decline, study finds. Well, how is it ever-growing then? It's no longer ever-growing if it's in decline. Fucking lion-ass article. A new study has found that the total mass of electronic waste generated by Americans has been declining since 2015. In an age where most of us can't imagine life without our digital devices, this surprising finding has ramifications for both how we think about electronic waste future and and for the laws that regulate or laws and regulations regarding e-waste recycling, according to the study's authors. The study, led by Yale School of Environment's Center for Industrial Ecology and published recently in the Journal of Industrial Ecology, says the biggest contributor to this decline is the disappearance of the large, bulky cathode ray tube CRT televisions and computer monitors from American homes. Callie Babbitt, a professor at Rochester Institute of Technology's Golisano Institute for Sustainability, and one of the study's authors, explains that since about 2011, CRT displays have been on the decline in the waste stream, helping to lead the overall decline in total e-waste mass. The actual number of electronic devices entering the waste stream is also leveling off or slightly declining, Babbitt and Althaf say. This is due to something that Babbitt terms convergence. Gaming consoles, for example, can act as DVD players. Smartphones are also cameras and video recorders. In the past, says Babbitt, people needed separate devices for each of these applications. So this is not due to any sort of I mean, this makes total sense to humanity or anything.
But there's less waste, TJ. It's a positive in some sense.
You lived through the 90s. You remember everything was bulky and fucking plastic. So, it's not so much that way anymore. I would say that maybe this also underscores people's, reduced ability to afford to purchase these types of products and stuff. That might actually factor into this
and not needing
the
same level, needing the same number, because it said, you have a smartphone, you can almost do anything you need to do. You don't need to print shit out, just have it on your phone, so you don't need a printer necessarily. So just eliminating some of the technologies that become superfluous or not as necessary.
This is just cute. I wish I could play the music too, but it's probably not super good to play the music because it is Michael Jackson. But you just watch this dog. Now, some people say this dog has been trained to do this. I think the dog is just dogs are actually pretty good at mirroring the movements of human beings if you get them in the right headspace to do it. But whatever the fucking explanation, it's cute as fuck. This dog emulates what Michael Jackson is doing on the fucking TV.
Let's see it.
Damn, he kicked.
Look at this dog.
Dude, he loves some Michael Jackson, dude. Even dogs love Michael Jackson. All right, the dog has been trained.
Yeah. Come on, there's no way.
This is a trained dog that's been trained to do this. But it's still cute.
I mean, he's looking at the TV more than he's looking off to the side at some kind of owner or something. So at least he fucking recognizes what parts of the fucking video he's supposed to do what things.
It also looks like that this dog is littered, so hopefully that dude is not breeding this dog and then making it do tricks for him to get TikTok likes and shit, because that would be real.
TikTok.
That would be real irresponsible.
Paul, this man needs likes. Give him likes right now.
Get you some fucking, get you some dancing dogs, man. Some dancing Dobermans.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing. Sheriff says, oh, this is back to the beginning, I guess. So that's all I got.
Come full circle.
It's come back to the beginning.
That's it. So you had plenty of fucking stories, TJ. You lied. Because you rush through everything. You're kind of a rusher, dude.
I ain't rushed through nothing.
Look at the story. Go, that's fuck. Next story. That's fuck. Next story.
Next story. Next story.
Oh my God, dude. I don't know what it is, but you know, Chelsea's misunderstood like half of the things that I've said today. I didn't say that teaching a dog tricks was fucking abuse. I said that having a grown-ass dog that's just recently littered probably means this dude is fucking selling those dogs. And those dogs usually aren't treated very good. So.
What if they're treated like kings, Paul?
I don't know what the deal is, dude. Like every time I look up, Chelsea's like, actually, Paul. It's like, what? What's going on today? What did I do? Am I in trouble with Chelsea? I probably am now.
Yeah, now you are.
What did I do?
We've all been vaccinated, dude. It's a vaccine, dude. Everyone's
You really think? Wait a minute. You really think that like she said, LOL, teaching dogs tricks is not abuse. And like, I let her teach my dog tricks, and she watched me teach Dinor how to do tricks. Like, do you what?
What's wrong with you, Chelsea?
What did I do, Chelsea?
IDT. I did anything else? What is IDT?
What is this IDT?
I don't know, dude.
We're so lame.
Everything's abbreviated now, and we're all boomers.
Oh,
IDT.
I don't tacos.
Oh shit! Well, the stream died, so that's cool.
What?
Okay, great.
YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming.
I mean, that doesn't mean the stream died. That just means it's
buffering, killer lag. I guess we're just having bad lag.
Buffer. Please, buffer.
Lol, yeah, my bad. What'd you do?
I don't know. I didn't do anything.
If we're all up, it's like, this is YouTube shit.
No data.
You got no data.
Excellent
no fucking
connection.
data.
No data.
Maybe.
No data, though.
See if that excellent connection holds up for very long.
It probably won't.
But we're almost done anyway, so.
Yeah, this is almost a wrap, but.
Do you want a refund? Today. You cannot have a fucking refund.
You missed like a minute.
Yeah, shut up.
I want a fucking refund.
Give me a refund, you fucking scoundrel.
Like eating like 90% of your meal and going, it was horrible. I demand I eat for free.
Apparently Brazil is having record COVID cases too.
Not us though.
Lies.
Brazil reports a record 90,000 new COVID-19 infections a day after setting deadly record.
Bolsonaro is my bro, and he told me that is, quote, a fabricación. So.
Of the Western media, I'm sure.
Yep. The Western media fabricación of COVID numbers. I talked to Bolsonaro myself, so I'm calling bullshit on that, TJ.
Yeah, you heard it from the horse's mouth. Those numbers are greatly exaggerated. It's probably like 10 people.
By the way, I'm just joking. in case anybody from YouTube is watching this and not disseminating medical disinformation. That was a joke about, I don't know.
Kidding.
Bolsonaro.
Yeah. We believe that 90,000 people probably got COVID.
Yeah, I believe that they have COVID. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just letting YouTube know.
Yeah, we're not spreading misinformation, so we don't need to get ban-hammered because, YouTube is a pile of garbage.
We're going to have to get used to a world where we have to go like, everybody pause now. Joke incoming. The next thing we say isn't serious. All right.
Got it? All right.
Just so you know. All right, so I did find a little article we can kind of cover here. This is, I guess, causing some controversy once again. The ruling class having different rules for itself, basically. Exclusive maskless climate envoy Kerry endangers passengers on Boston to DC flight. John Forbes Kerry, the U.S. Special Presidential Envoy for Climate, while sitting in first class, took his mask off today as he settled into his book moments before his American Airlines flight from Boston to Washington took off. The so-called climate envoy was not eating nor drinking, even though first-class packages are often served before takeoff. In its February 1st press release, American Airlines aligns existing mask requirements with the U.S. government mandate. The airline's chief operating officer, David Seymour, said American would fully comply with President Joseph R. Biden Jr.'s mask regulations. Our mask requirements has been and will continue to be a critical component of our comprehensive effort to put the health and well-being of our customers and team members during the pandemic, said Seymour. This federal mandate will provide additional support to our crew members who are working diligently, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, point is John Kerry just fucking doesn't give a shit. He's like, I'm John Kerry. I ran for president. I'm part of a fucking government envoy. I'm fucking have a cozy administration position.
Well, no one's going to go up to John Kerry and go, oh, you need to put your mask on. Because they're not going to be able to do anything to his ass. I mean, maybe you would, but it's not going to make a difference.
I put my finger right in his chest and be like, put your fucking mask on, John Kerry.
Hope you enjoy your visit to Guantanamo Bay, Paul.
You know what you need to do? You need to put that fucking gypsy curse on him.
I can't that's what you need to do.
Well, he's not fat. You should do the lizard curse like they did to the lawyer, you know?
Oh, yeah, lizard.
The judge.
Gotta come up with a new one for John Kerry. Maybe we should make him fat. Fatter! And he just turns into Violet Beauregard, you know?
No matter what he eats, he just gains fucking 4 pounds a day.
Yeah. Haven't eaten in 7 weeks. I gained 3 pounds today. Please help me, doctor. It's probably a glandular issue. Doctor, please. It's not a glandular issue. You're sneaking sweets somewhere, Mr. Kerry. You're only deluding yourself. Nobody comes in here without eating and gains 22 pounds in a week. Sir, please. I swear to God. He's just like a big mass of Kerry flesh. Dude, yes.
Yeah. Me and Chelsea just watched Thinner last night.
What did you guys think of it?
Well, I've watched it quite a few times.
Yeah,
I've always liked that movie. I like a good gypsy curse flick, you know?
Dude, it's got a real odd fucking like main performance. You notice how everybody smiles in the movie all the time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially the main character. Like he smiles his way through tragedy, smiles his way through insults and car crashes and everything that comes with life.
Dude, he almost plays his role like like he's like an SNL character or something, you know what I mean? Like
it's over
like
the top for sure.
There's like a one-notedness to it, but somehow it still kind of works anyway.
Oh, dude, did the wife cheat or was it all in his head?
I think it was all in his head, but I don't know.
I think she went down on it. I think he had a point, dude. That doctor was being way too up. Dude, if I had a hot ass doctor that was coming over here checking out my wife every week, how you doing there, Mrs. Sparky? Oh, I
mean, I feel like the whole point is that he never actually knew And yet he still was willing to like murder her over it.
That is the point. I've always felt like he was right though, because there's so much like, but yeah, there's. I love that it's less.
I felt like she was cheating too.
Well, not that he was right to kill her, whatever the fuck, but like he was right about the cheating.
That doctor was definitely trying to get into her pants. Whether he actually did, I don't know. But
I think he did.
Who would you get to eat the pie? That's a good question. I feel like I'd just give it to some rando. I don't know.
Yeah.
You wouldn't eat your own pie?
Hell no.
Die clean, TJ.
You know what's weird about that is like that whole die clean shit. Like they keep trying to frame these gypsies like they're okay. Like the gypsies ain't so bad, but like at one point they literally like there's just like a hired guy that's like, hey, could you just like let us know if these gypsies are like, you know, doing anything? He's like, give them like a bunch of $100 bills and shit. It's like, okay, yeah, sure. And then the gypsies like catch that guy and literally like gouge his eyes out and like chop out his fucking nose and rip out his tongue and all this other shit. It's just like, wait, so when the guy that literally like did you this wrong comes to your camp, all you do is like tell him to leave. And then when he doesn't, you shoot him in the hand and like, get out. And they're like, all right, I'm gone. But some dude just like is like, hey, what's them gypsies up to? And they're like, let's chop him up into pieces and fucking make a symbol of him. You know,
dude, those gypsies were right. Nobody's got any fucking right to hire a dude to fucking shadow you all over the place for no reason. That dude did them wrong. He was going to betray their secret code for money. So fuck that. Everybody, as far as I'm concerned, in Thinner, everybody but the main character gets what he deserves, man. He should have ate his own goddamn fucking pie, white man from town.
I think he does, though. I think it's implied that he does anyway.
No.
Yeah, with that.
Well, I mean, he eats it with the doctor, right?
Which, you know, if you're going to say that he deserved it to die for what he did, then his wife definitely does too. So
no.
But the whole thing about the gypsy curse thing is that it's like a recurring. I actually looked up kind of like the trope of the gypsy curse to kind of like see like what the like common things are in it. And usually it is, you know, for like a perceived as like a disproportionately severe penalty for whatever you've done. And then that's also there's
that's
usually
how you get people to not cross you, TJ. You understand?
Right. And
like
usually
somebody steps over the line with you once and you knock their 2 front teeth out, it's probably like if that person runs into you again, they're not going to fucking cross anything with you. They're going to cross the street to avoid you.
Another recurring trope is basically the ability to, you can't totally get rid of the curse, but you can figure out some way to like pass it on to someone else, you know?
That's
sure.
Nice.
It makes sense.
Give someone else the curse. Hey, TJ, by the way, I baked some pie recently. You interested?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm bringing it on over for you soon.
Sounds good. Is it strawberry pie?
Of course, your favorite.
It's strawberry pie. I love that dude's fucking constant fucking smile and that. Everybody in that movie is just a grinning fucking like demon. Like all of the side characters are always just like the fucking judge's wife and the judge, like they're just always smiling. Everybody's smiling. His wife always smiling. The doctor's smiling. Like
whoever directed that movie was just like the entire time, like smile more. Yeah, your character's gonna smile more in this moment.
You're gonna smile.
Everybody got a smile. Big smile.
Smile, TJ. Smile.
Yeah, dude, give me a piece of that pie. Because I'd live for years. You know what I mean? I'd have like years and years of good, like healthy weight loss. And then, you know, when it started to matter, I could pass it on to somebody. Bake another pie and pass it on, you know?
Oh, yeah.
We could all get gypsy. Like one of us could get gypsy cursed. Me and you could like pass it back and forth. Dude, we could fucking game this gypsy curse shit. So you eat whatever you want, right? And you're gypsy cursed. I eat whatever the fuck I want, get fat as fuck. You get all skinny, and then you give me the pie, and I eat the pie, and I continue to eat whatever the fuck I want, and you do too, and you get fat again. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, you guys have like a few months cycle, dude.
The problem is that the pie, for some reason, the pie version of the curse kills you way quicker. Like you just get super thin real quick. Like his wife just died overnight, you know? So
yeah, so you guys would be dead pretty quick.
Well, what if that's because she ate a whole ass piece or two of it though?
Oh yeah.
Like what if we just ate a nibble of the pie?
Yeah.
And then, like, you know, the next 6 months, you just get to eat whatever you want
You know,
and
you-
enjoy
what
the
you really
feeling
gotta
of
do-
getting fat again, you know?
What you really got to do is just get cursed, but only, you know, only strong enough. Because it was like a response. Like on the day that he skipped lunch, he lost 6 pounds instead of 3. Because he had to eat like 1,200 calories a day.
Right.
Or sorry, 12,000 calories a day just to like stay where he was, basically, or like to only lose 3 pounds a day. But the one day he didn't, he lost more. So obviously it is tied to metabolism in some respects. So just get like a mild enough version of the curse to where you just have like a higher like, you know, you can eat like, because like you and I would be happy as fuck if it was just like, yeah, your body just naturally burns like 4,000 calories a day or something.
Yeah.
And you could just fucking eat like fucking whatever you wanted, fast food, cheeseburgers, whatever bullshit. You just be like, fine, you know?
Yep. I like
That'd
it.
be dope.
I got to find a gypsy and cross them in some way.
Yeah, but only mildly. You gotta just be like, step on the gypsy's toe or something. Like, oops, stepped on your foot. And they're like, slightly thinner.
Well, he doesn't like cross them only mildly. Like he helps like somebody that killed one of them get off.
Yeah, he kills like the dude's getting a blowjob and he kills the daughter, I think.
Right. Yeah. That's right. He's getting a blowjob from his wife in his car, and he runs over a gypsy,
the old lady.
Yeah, the mother, the old gypsy woman.
Yeah, and then her 106-year-old father, you know, goes up. It's like, sir, and he turns around, thinner. I
love that movie. Strange. It's a good movie.
Yeah, it's pretty over the top, but it's fun. Anyway,
it's short too, so
it's like an hour and a half long. It's like a pretty easy watch. Anyway, that's our review of Thinner. Hope you guys liked it.
Yeah.
See you later. We're gonna go now. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you next week for more Flash Fried.
Hey, everyone watching,
Thinner.
Sweet.